You're going somewhere tonight, you're going to grab a bite to eat or something like that, I'd advise you just not to do it. Want to get you down to the street level view again and show you what's going on for us tonight, because for some of you, ultimately what could be happening here is a flash flood and a tornado happening at the exact same time. So right there is the spin, right there along 87 for us tonight. And what that means is you could have some issues right around maybe Seaman Avenue up toward West 225th Street for us tonight. Could have some issues there. So I'm going to circle it right in there where the spin is. That's going to be where the storm is. Now that's going to race up to the north and east. It may eventually slide right either up I-87 or just maybe to the east of I-87. So that would mean a place like Creston Avenue, Grand Concourse, East 213th Street, all going to be affected here, and all points in between will be hit. So if you're familiar, then hopefully that's good news. You're hearing me call out your street and you're thinking, okay, I've maybe got some opportunities here to get to a safe spot, maybe even a little bit more east than north in essence here. But ultimately what I want you to do in a place like, maybe even Mount Vernon, New Rochelle. Let's get to safety tonight if we can, all right? You're next in line. And I know that there are a lot of streets on this map, but remember, here in New York City, we're very congested. Everything is really clustered together. We live on a grid here, so it won't take long for the storm to get to 87 to Mount Vernon, all right? That may only happen over a course of just a couple of minutes here. And so what it means is we've got to get to a safe place to protect ourselves. New Rochelle and up to 8. So it could actually literally come over I-87 and I-95 within a matter of minutes. I know they're not that far apart, but hitting two highways, with a flash flood happening at the same time is just a really bad scenario for us this evening. Highway 22, Highway 1, US 1, these are all highways we'd want to be off tonight and in a safe location as quickly as possible. Tough night for us tonight. There is no question about that.
A tornado warning has been issued for our area.
Taking place tonight in some of our biggest cities in America, this could be life-threatening if we're not doing the right things.
Yeah, and Mike, this is something that we just have not even seen before. There are so many areas that have been seeing flash flood emergencies as well as tornado emergencies happening simultaneously, like what we're talking about right now here for New York. So I want to cycle through some of these cameras and give you a picture of what's going on right now in the Big Apple. So we have some very, very heavy rain coming through. Now, I want to remind you that these storms have had a history of tornadic activity as well as very impressive rainfall rates. So we're talking 2 to 3 to 4 inches per hour. This would be something that would be incredible just for a week long of rain. And this is happening within the hour. So as we're going through the city, you can barely see where these cameras are located right now. They're spinning around trying to find those areas here in New York. Is just completely wrapped in rain. It's just like a fire hose that Ida has brought to the Northeast tonight. And so unfortunately, with such an urban area, we have so much concrete. You have to imagine how quickly these roads are going to flood. And unfortunately, these are just training thunderstorms. So not only are they producing severe weather, but they are also producing the heavy rainfall, which we have yet more rain on the way to these same areas. And as we keep reminding you, this is happening at night. This is hard to see. You got to stay inside, get off the roadways. Not only do we have tornadic activity in the area, but we have the very, very, very heavy rain that's coming through for New York. So we're going to be continuing to monitor this, not just across New York, but we've also had this coming out of eastern Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey, getting up into Massachusetts, also Connecticut, Rhode Island, all places that are going to be watching for a very tough night ahead. And Mike, we still have that tornado warning ongoing for the New York area for the next 15 minutes.
We do. It's Bronx, New York, and Westchester counties under that tornado warning. And the rain has also been incredibly intense. We basically have two natural disasters unfolding at the exact same time here between Philadelphia and New York tonight. So want to keep you up to date on this. The tornado warning is northern Manhattan, okay? So Eastchester, Mount Vernon, New Rochelle, these are all places we'd be very concerned about you.
A tornado warning has been issued for our area.
We want to get to the very lowest level that we can get to, down to the ground level if you can. That will offer you protection if you go into an interior room, say something like a bathroom, maybe a hallway, but just don't be near windows, ultimately is what we want to warn you against here. The rotation, as we highlighted right in the dead center of your screen here, is right along 87, or maybe right between 87 and US 1 tonight, and headed toward New Rochelle area, Mamaroneck here. Yonkers, I think you could also maybe be clipped by this, or it may come just to your east tonight. So again, lowest level of your home, and take shelter from that. But what I'd also warn you from is if you've got maybe some flooding happening in your neighborhood, you also need to be very aware that if you're going down low and you've got rising water, you want to protect yourself from that as well. So you got to make the best decision for yourself. But if you look at some of these rainfall rates, they are extreme.